Hey, you're finally awake from your coma. Here, it's time to get good at Melee. What? Uncle Punch? No, we used the Community Edition instead. It's way better. Also, I don't know how to tell you this, but they're unfreezing Pokemon Stadium. I know, I'm sad about it too.
Watch this video and learn how to download, set up, and use the same tools the pros do to get good at Melee. This process used to involve hurdles such as joining a Patreon to get the latest features, but things are a lot simpler these days. To get started, all you will need are the following: an unmodified Super Smash Bros. Melee ISO file. If you need help finding this, I will have tips later in this video. A computer that can run NetPlay. If you have the Slippy launcher, we'll be using that. First, we're going to go to the Uncle Punch CE GitHub page. You can Google it or I have it linked in the description below. You will want to click on the link towards the right that says latest in green, and then click here to download TMCEV.1.2 to download the zip file. The next steps depend on your operating system. Luckily, this works on Windows, Mac, and Linux. First, I'll show you how to do it on Windows. In your File Explorer, find a newly downloaded zip file and extract the files. Next, pull up wherever you have your vanilla Melee ISO. I want to assure you that this will not edit your original ISO, and we're just creating a brand new copy of it. You don't need to create a backup of the file, but if you want to, you can if you're paranoid. All you want to do is drag your Melee ISO over to the drag vanilla Melee here file that we just downloaded. If you get the security pop-up like I did, click More Info and click Run Anyway. A black screen will pop up and this will take a few seconds to work. You will then see a new file named tm_ce in the folder we dragged it into. This is our new ISO and what we'll be using to practice. On Mac, once you download the zip file, you'll want to double click it to unzip it. At this point, we'll need two additional things to make this work. We will need a program called xDelta installed. To make it as simple as possible, I'm going to use iTerm2 in the Homebrew Package Manager. If you don't have the Homebrew Package Manager, you will want to download and install it from the directions at brew.sh, link in the description. Once you've run the command to install it, also make sure you copy and paste the commands from the next step's output. You then want to run the following command: brew install xDelta. You can verify if you've done this step correctly if you type in xDelta3 space hyphen capital V and it tells you the version number. Now that we finally have xDelta, let's create our ISO file. So if you have iTerm2 installed, you can right-click Build Unix in the folder we downloaded and click New iTerm window here, and the terminal will appear. You want to type in /build_unix.sh, make sure you have a space, and then drag your vanilla Melee ISO to the terminal window, so now the terminal window should look like this. If so, hit enter and it will create the tm_ce file in the same folder. For Linux users, I was going to do a screen recording, but honestly, the steps are exactly the same for Mac, except that you want to use your regular package manager to install xDelta. Now that you have your tmce file, I probably would drag it to the same place you keep your other GameCube ISOs. We'll want to open up our Slippy launcher and open Dolphin. If the play button automatically opens to Melee, we can change this in a setting in the launcher under Game and click Launch Dolphin. If we've already moved our tm_ce file, it should already appear in this list, but if not, you can click Open and navigate to the tm_ce file we created. Once we open it, we know that we're successful if you see a screen like this. You might be a little bit overwhelmed at this point if you've never seen Uncle Punch, but in the meantime, let me show off a few of the things I find cool in the training pack. Ledge Dash Training, new options. Not only is this a perfect setup to practice ledge dashing, there's a new option for keeping ledge invincibility. This can help you learn ledge dashing one piece at a time. There's also a new color overlay that helped me better understand the nuances of each component of a ledge dash. OSD Fighter Specific Tech. If you press L on the event menu, there's a revamped on-screen display menu. One new one is called Fighter Specific Tech. This new option shows different information based on the character, but I found this useful for practicing shortened side Bs with space animals. I didn't quite understand the timing of each of these shortened lengths until I used this. Power Shield Training. This event has been updated to have more options when practicing against Falco's lasers, including setting laser height, which is actually pretty important since human players don't shoot at just one height. Reversal Training Get Up Attacks. This event has new attack options including Get Up Attacks, which are super relevant to be prepared for, especially because each character has 2 variations and they can be pretty different. Training Lab, Tech Options. This event probably needs its own video, but you can control the tech options with the CPU with a new menu. A notable one is the Tech Invisibility option. Turning this on makes it so you can practice the correct timing to start your reaction tech chase. This is only scratching the surface of what you can practice on Uncle Punch, but I encourage you to experiment. Oh, and as for tips for finding a vanilla Melee ISO, for legal reasons I can't link it or give you my own copy of it. As of the filming of this video, it only took me about 2 seconds to find it on my favorite internet far back machine website. If that fails you, I would recommend reaching out directly to a friend or an acquaintance as for help to get your own copy of a legal backup of the game, as the community is pretty open to helping people getting started on their Melee journey. Thanks for coming along, and I'll see you in the next video.